5-0. Thought we came out and played really well the first 12 minutes of that game, knowing that Winthrop just it's in their DNA to keep competing, and I thought they did and exposed some things on us in the second half that we need to get better as far as half-court execution and handling the ball. And credit to them, they kept coming, and the guy that we didn't have any answers for, Good, is that his name? Yep. That was a pretty impressive shooting night, and that's disappointing that we couldn't keep him under 33. So,
when it comes to Good in particular and just what he did, in your eyes, was it a mix of him making just tough shots, not good enough defense, a little bit of both?
A little bit of in the half court was better, a couple bad breakdowns, but when you give a guy like that, I think he got 2 off offensive rebounds where there's more a rebounding function. Like, hey, they got off rebound, they found him, and you get 2 of those. A good shooter's going to feel great about that. We lost him in zone late, which was unforgivable. It's okay to make one against zone, but we literally lost him. So they got too many free looks in that. So that we got to find someone that can run a shooter off. We got to do better there.
Do you feel and it's funny saying this in a win, but just kind of to what the standards have been set at after the first 4 games, is this maybe a bit of a wake-up call that after kind of having some, I don't want to say easy, but more cruise control type wins, especially late, kind of a gut punch to say, hey, we got to wake up and have to play 40 minutes?
Yeah, I think it was a little bit. It's more of the mental errors. I just think we're mad at our guys. I'm like, what are we mad at? Like, who are we? We haven't done anything. It's not like, we're used to putting these guys, 20. No, we haven't. It's a process. You got to get better at it. You can't get. We also had 4 94-foot fouls and fouled a 3-point shooter. That's 11 free attempts, and that's just unforgivable. Against make them. We should be making it hard for them to score in half court. That's 11 points where you don't do that. Do that. You can have 1. You can't have 4. You can't do that. So that's more mental. We're a little fatigued too. We're a little. I think we played 5 games in I don't know how many days. I don't know what day it is. So I think that's definitely a factor. But they flew in from Nashville and really took it to us second half. So we got to get better there.
None of the posts in double figures. Mohammed was 6, Fa with 4, Deshaun was 7. Were they doing something to take away the post game?
They're kind of half covered down. I thought we pumped it in there enough. They made it a little difficult, but it's just, I think the way they officiated it too, like they started the game off with the guy, Deshaun lowered his shoulder, boom, charge. It's like, seen that before, and I don't know, we got a little tentative. I thought Mohammed made some moves, but he turned it over 4 times, so we'll try to grow and get better there.
Well, one certainly a positive is the free throws. I mean, I think I'm sure you would agree, a big part of closing that game out is being able to put the ball in the basket from the line. Was a problem last year. Coach Shaw, happy about all that?
Absolutely. I think that's part of being good too. It's like they have a game plan for when they get down, and it's a good one. They're going to press. They're going to make you make foul shots. They're going to lengthen the game. And we couldn't, and then we got double bonus for them, so it's hard to keep in front. And they won a game. They beat Mercer. They were down 9 with 50 seconds left, and won it. And Good won the game. So they've had some experience doing that. So we'll see teams like that. I think we had a game like this my first year, Arizona State. We were up big, and they kind of did the same thing to us. So we're going to have to get better at handling those situations.
Just kind of on that, do you think it might help the team's maturity a little bit to get one of these types of games in non-conference where you have to kind of gut it out a little bit?
Absolutely. Those are. I think there's a little bit. Our staff's like, oh, what's wrong with us? I'm like, fellas, we just haven't been here before, and it's like I don't think we thought we could have played harder. They out hustle us on loose balls. They're quick, and on our home floor, we'd like to do better there. But at the same time, I thought it was more of a team that just in a situation we haven't been in. Guys who just every year you go through it, we got to learn how to play at home and get confident and know what we're doing. And they got us on our heels a little bit. We were a little tentative, and we got tight. We were, to their credit, they were just like they're competing. We thought, well, they'll go away. Well, they didn't go away. We're up 20. Well, we can get this back to 20. No, that's not how it works. They're going to keep competing, and in that pressure forced we made some turnovers that were silly, and like I said, the 94-foot fouls are really unforgivable.
And I think you guys opened a 20-point lead after about 13 minutes or so. What maybe point to as sparking that or key in that?
No, we made some shots. We got on transition. Noah was really good, and we were guarding pretty well. I thought we were doing a pretty good job. And then we let Good gave him some confidence, and the big fella's good. We did a decent job. He didn't have any assists because he can pass, and he's 7 for 14, and we gave up one offensive board putback. Other than that, did a decent job there, but obviously didn't do a good job on Zero or Good or Jones. They just both cooked us from the perimeter.
Thank you.
Fred asked this just a minute ago. In some ways, with the result being the difference, did it almost feel like that Omaha game from your first year where they just shot their way right back into it?
We talked about that. I was like, hey, fellas, we lost this game 2 years ago, and we were up big, and Omaha, who just kept coming relentlessly, and we didn't have an answer. And ended up losing by 8 or 10 or something and couldn't do it. So, and hoping zone would be – sometimes we just need a clock to run there and hoping that we could – get a couple stops, get a rebound. But we got our first zone. It was a long rebound, and Mike chased it out, and he just should have let it go. We would have had the ball, but then they got another possession. I think they made a 3. So we were our own worst enemies in a couple of those situations, but they capitalized. It just gave them a little confidence, a little courage, and they kept coming.
Is it nice, though, on this note to be able to talk about, kind of some of these things happening, but still be doing it in a victory rather than, having to lament in a loss?
Absolutely. That's what part of the locker room talk was. We got to remember celebrate. 5-0. It's hard to win. It's hard to be good, and we got to just keep doing it. And that'll be if you buy into what happened tonight? Well, we won. That's what happened. That was the end result. We can do things better, but enjoy the victory. We've been getting it's hard. We've been getting a lot of good attention, positive eyes. We won by 48 and on the road, and thought we'd come back, and we puffed up a little bit, and they kept punching.
Austin Gatz, KHQ, go ahead.
Coach, you kind of touched on it already. Is the positive from tonight of it being a closer game down the stretch just more for their mentality of being able to play in a close game, or maybe some sets and stuff you haven't been able to get a look at so far this year?
I think it was great that we just being able to play in a close game, and it wasn't necessarily close. I think closest guy was the final score, so it never got under 2 possessions. But you could feel there was real tension there. There was real nervousness. There was real execution issues, and they had, they're down 12, down 13. They had nothing to lose. We missed a free throw, and really we could have eliminated that if we defended better. And I think the ball goes in easier. We start focusing, we're not making shots, and we were getting pretty good shots in the post, and we got on the second, we got second efforts. We got to the foul line. And that's what we have to be a little bit, but when they didn't go in, we got a little tense.
Austin?
And last one for me, Coach. Is there anything maybe you saw in tonight's game with the game getting close that you learned about any of your guys, whether it was someone who was on the team last year who kind of took a step in that late game situation, or maybe, one of the new guys in the program?
I thought Mike settled us down late offensively, and he got us some good possession. And also willing to go to the foul line, make free throws, get the ball in bounds. Did a pretty good job there. Ty's been a good runner there for us, and it's nice having those guys. Let's see, our perimeter was really good from the foul line. Those starting perimeter guys were literally 15, 19 for 20. What was that? 23, 19 for 23. So, and that's what you do. That's what good teams do. You got to be able to close them out, make free throws. We'd like to get more stops, especially that second half. So, things to work on.
Tom Abbott, Daily Evergreen, go ahead.
Hey, Coach, congrats on the win. Going back to that perimeter defense, what do you think the message about that is going to be, or the emphasis about perimeter defense going into Pac-12 play?
The emphasis, we better get better. We got to find a perimeter stopper. I mean, in past it's been Noah, but we've been playing a little smaller. Where he's been guarding threes, and it's been really hard. It's been really hard for people to match up with us, but we have to find. And Bamba's been great there, and we put him on the little fella, and he got loose a little bit, and Bamba got hurt there in the little second half. That might have set us back, but we'll keep going. And Jeff didn't get a lot of minutes today, and he's been really good for us defensively. And when you play a half like that, you wonder, well, did we shorten the rotation? We couldn't guard anybody. Should we have lengthened it and been better fresher defensively, and that's where, as a staff, we got to learn what's our best role there. If I had to do it over again, which you don't get to do, that's play more depth, and maybe we got more stops. But it felt like getting double bonus, and they're getting by us, and things to get better at.
Right. And then talking about Bamba, how serious was that? Is he okay now?
I think he's fine. I'm sure they'll do their due diligence on how to handle that. I didn't see it on film or anything. I just know he just kind of laying there, and a guy kind of bumped into him. So sure they'll take a look and see what we have going on there.